Oh, kind of. This is. I don't know why the old thought made me think of this, but it's Italy that makes it more sense. I got a call from my super this morning at like 7:30, and he's like, "Hey, John." I'm not gonna do the accent. Don't even think about it. Could you go check your shower?
Was that Indian?
Could you go check a shower? I don't know.
Asian?
Hispanic.
Hispanic? That would have been my last guess.
I can't. I'm trying to not sell all out, so it's harder.
You gotta be like, hey, SA, go check that shower, man.
He's not a vato. But he's like, and I was like, oh no, it doesn't work.
The shower?
Yeah, and he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, no, I don't have any running water. And he's like, well, that's why I was calling.
How come you haven't called me?
You just know that? He goes, how long? And I was like, 2 days. And he's like, hang on a second. You haven't had running water in 2 days. And I was like, nah, it's been. He's like, when are you going to call me? I was like, I figured it'll work itself out. And
Were you showering at the gym or something?
Yeah, I showered at the gym. And he's like, how would it work itself out? I was like, it's working itself out right now.
You called me?
You called me, dude. And he's like, all right, I'm going to send the boiler water guys over. Like, thank you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You've been showering like at the gym and like bringing clothes to change into and shit?
I just showered at the gym just last night. So it stopped working Monday. Monday I showered. It was tough. Monday I just showered, but it was like leaky, like fucking, like I was like laying my leg out like that to get the soap off, and then I like moved because it wasn't a shower. It was just one little thing of water, and I would like flick it off like that. And then
how'd you wash
I like
your
cupped
ass?
it by my balls and kind of like splash. And
you're like on your head and your hands like twerking, get your ass
and
open.
then I was like, that's not gonna work anymore. So last night I went to the gym, I showered there, and it's been pretty easy.
I was gonna say it's not. One more day I think would have been a little silly.
One more day probably would have been silly.
Yeah, but I think you would have gone like 4 more days.
I think the most difficult part actually was because the boiler or water heater is clearly broken. It's been rattling around my pipes all night. Like last night I was laying in bed and I was like, God, these things have never made this much noise. And I didn't put it together until this morning when he was like, how's the water? I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't
Very
work.
broken.
That's
very, very broken.
It makes sense. But I was right. It worked itself out.
It's kind of like an inspirational like metaphor for manifesting. It's like you just thought it was going to work itself out and then it did.
It does. Yeah. Honestly, there is more often than not in life, almost exclusively, the worry is worse than the event, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the thing that happens that you've been worrying about, when it happens, you're kind of like, well, that sucks, but like, okay, it's over now, or it wasn't that bad, but the agonizing leading up to it, you know? And that's a little bit different than what we're talking about here, but it's kind of, you know, same church, different pew, where it's just like, if you can only let it affect you as much as you let it affect you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're fucking freaking out about the water, then the water is a huge problem.
How am I going to live without running water? You're going to be fine.
Yeah. Like you just go to the gym, or you're stinky for a day, you take a day off, you walk. Did you have, like, you didn't even have, like, faucet? You had
No,
nothing?
it was weird. Like, it would, like, come in, like, it would, like, the faucet would, like, clearly stop working.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd try it again, like, 2 hours later, and it'd be a little bit left in again. Almost like it was, like, repumping or whatever. But I kept a couple bottled waters on hand, so I'd pour those in
I was going to say, get some body armor out and just
Yeah.
fucking take care of yourself.